Hello YouTube family and friends, Aubrey here with another Mommy Monday video. This Mommy Monday video is a subscriber requested video, and the topic for the video is what are the things that I did to prepare for having a natural birth. The subscriber who requested this video, her name is Nijanista, so thanks so much Nijanista for requesting this video. I really appreciate it. I love doing subscriber requested videos because when I'm recording, I know that I'm recording something that someone wants to see in my audience. But before I share these steps with you, I just want to say that, if you want to do a natural birth and you get to the hospital and the doctor says that, you should take another course of action and that you should not do a natural birth, that's okay. Whether you end up having a C-section or you have to use some type of drug, don't worry about it, because in the end, the most important thing is that the baby is healthy and that the mommy is healthy. So just keep that in mind as you're watching. No judgment from anyone, anywhere about having a natural birth or not having a natural birth. Either way is fine. You just have to do what you have to do. To give you all an idea of how this video is going to go, I'm just going to split it into two parts. First, I'm going to talk about what I did to prepare for having a natural birth before I had Nicholas, and then I'm going to talk about what I did during the birthing process. The number one thing that I did to prepare for having a natural birth before having the baby was to take a birthing class. And I actually still have my folder here of the class that I took. The name of the class was Understanding Birth, a Comprehensive Guide. And there were expecting moms and dads in this class, and this was the folder that they gave out. So the great thing about this class that I took was that it told you the different ways of having a baby. And what I mean by that was it explained what happened if you decide or happen to have a C-section. It explained what happens when you have a birth using drugs, and it also explained what happens when you decide to have a natural birth. And they actually had 3 different mothers on a video that went through these 3 separate processes and looked at the steps that they went through. I, of course, went to this class wanting to have a natural birth, and so I paid particular attention to the mom in the video that had a natural birth. But I also paid attention to the other 2 moms, because when you're expecting mom, you don't know what can happen once you go into labor and delivery. So it's good to be prepared for the different options that you might have to face, so that when the time comes, you can make a good decision for the baby and for yourself. Alright, so once I had taken the birthing class, the next thing I did was I made a birth plan, and I still have my birth plan here. I don't remember the website that I got this off of, but I will figure it out and I will put it in the description box below. But I went ahead and laid out in this birth plan what I wanted when I went into labor and delivery. So this birth plan, let me see how many pages it is. Okay, so it's 4 pages long, but if you look at it, you can see it's not like a report or anything. It's not a lot of words. This is the first page. It's sectioned off into blocks. This is what the second page looks like. That's the third page. And that's the 4th page. So if you really want to see what I wrote on this birthing plan, this is what I'm going to do. At the end of this video, I will record some footage of each page of this birth plan, and you can see what I wrote and how I did it. Alright, so before you go into labor delivery, when you're getting your checkups at your OB or your midwife or whatever type of doctor you are using, you want to make sure that you show this to your healthcare professional. So I think I had this typed up by like 7, maybe 8 months pregnant, but I shared this with my healthcare professional, and she looked over it and she was able to tell me what types of things I had written in here that made sense and what types of things maybe wouldn't fit in with the hospital that I was going to deliver at. At this point, when she saw that I wanted to have a natural birth, she kind of sat me down. I was already sitting down, but she kind of like, took a moment and was like, what's your pain tolerance like? This is serious, it's going to be painful. And she just she didn't discourage me from doing a natural birth, but she made sure that I was grounded in my expectations and let me know that having a natural birth was going to be challenging, not impossible, but that was helpful for me, for her to say that, and just to kind of prep me for what was coming. When I went into labor, and I was admitted into the hospital, I gave this to the nurse that was admitting me immediately. And I had a couple of copies made, maybe 2 or 3 copies. I gave it to the nurse, and they shared it with other nurses. And that's what you want to do immediately, because if you have something in your birth plan, like you want to be in a certain type of room, for example, I wanted to be in a room with the tub just in case I wanted to use that during the birthing process. They need to know that up front so that they can admit you into that room. Go ahead and give this birthing plan to them, discuss some of the points on it. Hopefully you have time to do that. We had plenty of time to give this to them, and they looked over it and they stuck to it wonderfully. All right, so now I'm going to go into what were some of the specific tools and techniques that I used during birth to help me get through the natural birthing process. I was on Pitocin. That was the one drug that I did have. Let me just go ahead and put that out there to increase my contraction because my labor was progressing very slowly. But you can't use drugs during a natural birth. So what are you going to do, or what should a person do to help them get through this natural birthing process? The first thing I had to do was develop a I will succeed and I am going to do this mentality. I went into the birthing process with I am going to have a natural birth. I am not going to use drugs, and that's how it's going to be. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be painful, but this is the way I want to do it, so that's how I'm going to do it. I had to develop that mentality and stick to it. I had relaxing music playing in my room. We brought the laptop and the hospital bag and had a playlist ready to go. The relaxing music definitely helped. I think it was nature sounds that I played, just keeping the room in a very comfortable, relaxing mood was important for me to have. I used motivational cards and stuck them up around the room to help me. I love this idea. I got this idea from that birthing class that I took. They actually gave me a sheet with some different motivational quotes on it. And some of the quotes I didn't like, but it didn't matter. Some of them I did like. So here's one. It says, "Birthing is a time of pleasure. There is nothing to be feared. The baby and I are rested and ready for the work we will do. My baby feels my calmness and shares it. The baby is naturally doing just what it should, what he or she should be doing." I wanted to remind myself that it's natural to be uncomfortable. It's natural for things to be painful, and that's okay. Those types of things help me to get through the natural birthing process. Childbirth is natural. If other women can do it naturally, so can I. Before you go into birth, it's important to communicate with the people who are going to be in your room how important it is to you to have a natural birth. So that mentality that I was talking about, that I am going to do this mentality, share that with them and tell them that it's important for them to also have the same mentality and to stick in there with you, so that if things get hard, which they will, they will support you in continuing to do a natural birth. I also learned about some different birthing positions that I could use, as well as using an exercise ball just in case. I was admitted into a room with the bathtub because I thought that might be something that I wanted to use. Having hard candy, something to put in your mouth and suck on during the labor really helped, or having some type of bubble gum. Ice chips helped, or popsicles, mints, those types of things all help. And then something to have in your hand to squeeze when the pain gets really bad, when you're uncomfortable. Another thing is having something to put your legs up against to push on. That helped me. It wasn't really a stirrup. It was a bar that went kind of across the entire bed that I used, and I put my legs up on it and pushed against that, and that did help relieve some of the discomfort and pain during labor. But just keep in mind that some of the things that you planned for may not happen, and that's okay. And this goes back to the whole birthing thing in general. You may not end up doing a natural birth, and that's okay. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad about it. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that the baby is healthy and that you are healthy. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video on that. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your views. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, you guys. And thank you to those of you who have already subscribed. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow there will be a vlog because it's Tuesday, so check back tomorrow. And I will see you next time on It's the Read, you guys. Have a good day.